Hello. I don't even know what to say. I really, I'm coming for my nieces and nephews. I want to talk to the younger people. That's who I am really talking to. But really, the message is for everybody because we all can learn. I'm coming from straight experience and I am just happy to be here. Like, subscribe. Um, I don't even know. This is probably like my fifth taping, and I'm just so excited to be back. I was supposed to be taping like every Tuesday and Thursday. I have the alarm set on my phone, but I just didn't do it. I just didn't do it. I fell short, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get back on this horse and we about to ride again. And I'm really excited to be here. My camera setting is different. I feel like every time I tape, I have like a shadow and lines and all kinds of stuff. But I'm just that excited to where I'm not even self-conscious like that anymore. I'm not even trying to go for perfection. I just need to get the information that is inside of me out. And today I wanted to talk about rejection. Just the other day, I don't even know what I was doing, but something came up to me where it was like, oh my gosh, like I spent a lot of time, quite some time in a situation, but for the majority of the situation, I was being rejected. And the word rejected, it never really registered with me until the other day. I knew, I mean, you can say ignored or um abused, unloved, or whatever, but a lot of it was rejection. And so with my personality, I have a just a fun personality. I made a video on my social media and I was speaking about like how just in general I'm happy or how much I just laugh and like to have fun. And even when I'm not happy, I'm happy, or I might not be happy with the situation or an individual, but in general, overall, I'm laughing, I'm happy in all the things. And this person in particular just did not like me or like me being happy, or they were always trying to damper and dim my shine. Period. They didn't like how I came from love and how I was just, probably in most people's eyes, spoiled, which is just really just to me, loved and taken care of and just loved. Either way it goes, be careful. And this is me talking to my nieces and nephews and everybody because it applies to everybody. When I was in a situation, I was like in my 30s. Right now, I'm 52. So I was in my 30s. And what I realized later in life was people come from different backgrounds. And sometimes when those backgrounds aren't the best, like when people come from survival, when people come from um, not surviving or not a struggle, or I just don't want to say loved again, but being taken care of or just a decent situation, a lot of people don't like that. And I can't say a lot of people, just some people, they don't like that, or they actually want you to hurt and struggle like they have. And I was in that situation. And so once I, okay, once you find out, because, and this is men and women, because a lot of times we talk about men, but I know women that are just kind of like men, just as bad or just as strong, masculine. I don't know. But this goes for both sexes, if you ask me. But once you find yourself trying to like perform or um, really, what is it? Is really trying to work for someone's love. Like, I found that nothing I could do was good enough. Like, you were always in competition with somebody because they were always pitting you against someone. Someone was always better. Someone was this, smarter, whatever it was. You could never be enough. So you find yourself feeling lesser than, not realizing that you're idolizing somebody. You are putting somebody, definitely to me, over God. You are also putting someone over yourself. Now, in a relationship, being selfless and thinking of others higher or, more than yourself, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But when someone is abusing you, when someone is trying to make you feel lesser than, trying to make you feel as if you are not worthy of being treated well, and just always trying to chip away at who you are, your happiness, and all of the things, that's when you need to realize and be like, wait a minute. And for me, it just took a long time. It took way too long. With a whole kid, it just took me a long time. And when you love somebody, or even especially in more serious relationships, when you get married, you don't get married to think you're going to be mistreated, or to think you're going to end up mistreating somebody because they're mistreating you so bad, and all of the foolishness. You don't do that. You don't get married with the mindset of getting divorced. You don't start dating somebody in order to break up with them. You just don't think like that. But after a while, when you realize, and maybe for some of us, it just takes longer. I think from my situation, it was more of a benevolence. And, we went for the underdogs. My dad was a chaplain at the prisons for a long time. So he, we as a family just treated people, well. When they didn't come from the greatest backgrounds or whatever, it was almost like and it wasn't even extra kind. Like, we just had a heart for the underdogs. We had a heart for people that just didn't, have the best tickets in life. So with that being said, for me, I feel like the person that I ended up with the longest, they just didn't have a good background. They didn't come from the greatest. It was just a whole trauma, situation, to where I always made excuses, or I always felt just like, a little bit of extra. I just felt as if to be able to go the extra mile, and just have a little bit more compassion and all of these things. When after a while, no matter who it is, you just kind of realize you're being mistreated. And yeah, disregarded all of the things. There's so many different things that are just not good. And it takes us a long time, or we find ourselves making excuses. And for whatever reason, it could be fear of leaving, fear of being alone. You come from trauma, so you've never really seen anybody being treated well, or whatever the reason is. Rejection is not great. And once you find that you are being rejected, hopefully, once you find a lot of stuff, you'll just leave and remove yourself much earlier than I did, much earlier than a lot of people do. There are a lot of us out here, men and women, but women for sure, that we give up our youth, our beauty, and everything for individuals who just do not love us, who just do not care for us at all. And if we don't love and care for ourselves, that's all of us. If we don't love and care for ourselves, then who will? And it's our lives, and we're in the situations. So it is really my prayer that we all kind of realize that we're being mistreated, and realize we need to remove ourselves. And if people want to change and all that stuff, that's great. They can come again, start anew. Like I told somebody, um, with marriage, listen, it's like divorce and then remarry and start again. Because sometimes after a while, in certain situations, and I'm sure you guys understand or know what I'm talking about, or you do it. You lie and you'll do anything, when it comes down to the person really getting fed up and leaving, and you know that they are serious. So then you, all of a sudden, you are available, or all the person knows to do exactly what you've been asking for them to do. So that means you've been able, or you've been realizing, or that is what you could have been doing all along. So once we get the strength, once we get the self-love, once we get the worthiness of realizing how we just need to be treated well, and that walking away can change some things, make some things better, or just free yourself up. And then when it comes to even being in a marriage, walking away is not just walking away. You are in situations to where it's hard to get out. Then people start playing games. Although they want you to go, they'll try to hold on to you, all kinds of stuff. But the bottom line is rejection is really one of those actions that try to make you feel lesser than, and make you feel out of the circle. And I don't know, it's just a action that is a cold-blooded action to make you feel unworthy and less than. And so once you recognize it, hopefully you make a move. Hopefully you do the right thing. DM me, contact me, ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. There's only so many things I can say on these videos, but ask me how I know. Hopefully you won't ever get rejected. If you get rejected, make the right decision. Make the right decision quicker. At 52 years old, I want everybody to make decisions much quicker than I did, because life is precious and life is short and life is worth living, and it's worth living being happy and being treated well. And if you can't be around somebody that can treat you well, then treat yourself well. Okay? All right. Bye.